How do you interpret Latin inscriptions in medieval art? Imagine walking through a medieval church or cathedral and seeing words carved into stone or painted on walls. These are Latin inscriptions, and they hold many secrets about the art and the people who made it. Interpreting these words can tell us a lot about the culture, religion, and ideas of the time. Latin was the main language used in religious and scholarly work during medieval Europe. Artists and scribes used Latin to write prayers, biblical quotes, or the names of saints on their works. These inscriptions often serve to identify figures like saints or apostles, or to explain what is happening in a scene. For example, a sculpture might have a Latin phrase naming Saint Peter or describing his role in the church. Sometimes, the inscriptions connect Old Testament stories with New Testament teachings. They help viewers understand how the stories are linked or prefigure each other. For instance, an inscription might explain how Abraham's 3 visitors symbolize the Holy Trinity. The style and placement of Latin words matter too. They can appear on scroll-like bands called banderoles, carved into architectural features, or directly on objects like reliquaries. The size and font style can show the importance of the message or the sacredness of the object. Reading medieval Latin can be tricky because it is different from classical Latin. It often uses abbreviations, old spellings, or symbols that stand for words. Over time, the inscriptions may have worn away or become hard to read, so careful examination is needed. Misreading an inscription can lead to misunderstandings about the artwork's meaning. By studying Latin inscriptions carefully, we learn what the artist or patron wanted to communicate. They guide us to see the religious messages, moral lessons, or theological ideas hidden in the images. To interpret these inscriptions, start by transcribing the Latin carefully, noting abbreviations or unusual letters. Then translate the text, keeping in mind medieval Latin vocabulary and religious terms. Next, look at how the inscription relates to the imagery, what story or message it supports. Think about whether it is telling a story, offering a prayer, or marking a sacred object. Using your knowledge of medieval Christian beliefs, especially ideas like typology or saints' veneration, helps uncover deeper meanings. In the end, Latin inscriptions are like a secret code that connects the visual art with the spiritual and cultural world of medieval Europe. They help us understand the religious beliefs, the stories they wanted to tell, and the way people of that time thought about faith and morality.